Are you having lower back pain when you get out of the car after a long ride or when you've been going to work? Well, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that lower back pain in 1 week without wasting any of your time. The main cause of that lower back pain is because your hip flexors, these muscles in the front, they actually get really tight and they become spasmed and overactive because of all of the sitting, but also because of repetitive movements, job tasks, and sometimes even past trauma. And so what happens is these muscles just get really tight and they, like I said, they get spasmed and like they're overactive. It's like the muscle's turned on and it just can't turn itself off. This leads to increased compression on the lumbar spine, which then leads to increased pain, irritation in the lower back, and even inflammation. This can lead to early degeneration of your lower back and the discs and all of the structures back there, making you feel older than before your time. So what I'm going to do today is show you the 3 best movements that you can do at home, which is going to help relax the back and open up those hips and help alleviate that stress that those hip flexors are doing by pulling on your spine. So these are the downward dog, child's pose, and the cat and cow. So to do the downward dog, you're going to start on all fours. This is what we commonly call tabletop position. And you curl the toes up underneath you, and you put your hands just so that they're underneath your shoulders. Then what you're going to do from this position is you're going to actually push your hips up towards the ceiling into like a tripod position. So you're just going to push yourself up, and you're just going to push back through the heels of the hands, and then you widen the feet and just let your heels sink down. Now, if you can't keep your knees locked, if your hamstrings are just too tight, you can bend your knees a little bit, or you can just walk those feet to kind of loosen it up. But you want to work on trying to straighten out those knees. You want to flatten that back, so you don't want to round it out. You want to keep a little arch in it. And you keep those hips pushed towards the ceiling, and then you just let your head drop and relax. And breathe in through the nose and out the mouth. Nice rhythmic breathing. And hold this position for about 45 seconds to a minute. After you're done, you're going to just slowly come down out of that position, and then you're going to flatten the feet. And this actually works best if you do this in this sequence. Then the next thing you do is you bring your feet together and you widen your knees, and you rock back on your heels. You just rock back gently, and then you slowly slide your hands out like you're trying to take your forehead towards the mat. So you're just going to come all the way down. And this movement's designed where your hands are going one way and your hips are being pushed the other. So it's like it's trying to lengthen you. So you're going to come down, and it's okay, don't worry if you can't get all the way to the floor, just go as far as you can. Just because you can't do it today doesn't mean you won't be able to do it tomorrow. So you just go down, and if you can get to the floor, you just let your forehead rest, and you stretch out, and then you breathe in the nose and out the mouth, nice and steady. Let your hips and your lower back relax, and let all of those tight muscles and tension in your lower back just release and loosen up. After you've been in this position for about 45 seconds to a minute, you come back out of it, and then your hands are underneath your shoulders. Put the toes back on the floor. Now you're going to do what we call cat and cow. So you first arch the back up, and you drop your head. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to round out your back and push it towards the ceiling. You suck in the tummy, so just suck in the belly button, tighten the stomach a little bit, push with your hands like you're pushing through the floor, and then you relax, and now you breathe in as you arch the back. Lift the head up. Now you're going to let that back arch a little bit. This is great for gaining that spinal mobility and spinal movement. Then you go back, you exhale, arch the back towards the ceiling, a couple of seconds, inhale, let the back drop and arch and move up. And you're just going to go back and forth until you've done about 10 to 15 repetitions in each direction. And what this will do is this will help to loosen up that spine. This will help gain that mobility that you're starting to lose because those hip flexors are creating so much compression. So do this flow maybe once a day. You could do it morning or night, but it wouldn't hurt to do twice a day. It certainly wouldn't hurt you. And then you're going to notice that very quickly within a week, this pain is going to start to subside. You're going to start feeling better getting in and out of the car. So remember, keep moving forward, and movement is life.